Your cholesterol numbers are high, so you make the changes everyone tells you to make. You remove the eggs from breakfast, stop eating butter, cut back on red meat, maybe even say goodbye to your favorite cheese. You expect your next blood test to show a major improvement. But then the results come back, and the number barely changes. You did everything you were told, yet your cholesterol is still sitting there almost exactly where it was before. So what went wrong? The answer is something most people never hear explained clearly. The majority of cholesterol circulating in your bloodstream does not come directly from the foods you eat. A large amount of it is produced by your own body, mainly your liver. Every single day, your liver creates cholesterol and releases it into your digestive system through a special fluid called bile. But here is where the surprising part begins. Your body is extremely efficient at recycling. Instead of letting that cholesterol leave your body, your intestines absorb around 95% of that bile and the cholesterol inside it, sending it right back into circulation to be used again. In other words, your body has created its own recycling system. It keeps pulling cholesterol back in, over and over again, and that is why simply removing one food after another often fails to create the change people are hoping for. The real strategy is not just about avoiding cholesterol-containing foods. The real strategy is about interrupting that recycling process inside your gut. The foods that make the biggest difference are the ones that can capture cholesterol before your body has the chance to absorb it again. They work like a natural cleanup system. They grab onto bile inside your digestive tract and help carry it out of your body. When that happens, your liver has to use cholesterol from your bloodstream to create more bile, and that process can gradually help lower your LDL, the type of cholesterol often called bad cholesterol. I'm Dr. John Myers, and today I'm going to show you the 10 best foods that can help your body remove more cholesterol naturally. Some of these foods are surprisingly simple, inexpensive, and probably already sitting in your kitchen. And a few of them can start making a difference faster than most people expect. Before we get into the list, I want you to understand one important idea because it explains why every food on this list works. Each of these foods does one of two things. Either it physically traps cholesterol and bile inside your gut so your body removes it instead of recycling it, or it feeds the beneficial bacteria living in your intestines. Those good bacteria help break down cholesterol and create an environment where your body absorbs less of it. That is the entire mechanism behind this approach. The more of these foods you consistently include in your meals, the more you help your body move cholesterol out instead of allowing it to continue building up. A realistic target to aim for is around 5 to 10 grams of soluble fiber every day. This is the type of fiber that forms a gel-like substance in your digestive system and has been shown to help lower cholesterol levels. Organizations like Mayo Clinic have pointed to soluble fiber as one of the most effective dietary tools for improving cholesterol numbers. And the good news is that reaching this amount is much easier than most people think when you choose the right foods. But there is another side of the equation that matters just as much. While adding these cholesterol-lowering foods, you also need to reduce the foods that work against them. Saturated fats and refined carbohydrates, things like heavily fried foods, processed snacks, pastries, and large amounts of white bread can send signals to your body that encourage it to hold on to cholesterol instead of getting rid of it. Think of it this way. Adding powerful foods while continuing to overload your body with foods that push cholesterol in the opposite direction is like trying to move forward while keeping your foot on the brake. The goal is not perfection. The goal is creating a daily pattern where the foods helping your heart become the foods you eat most often. There is also one simple test that many people should know about. The next time you talk with your doctor, ask about a blood test called lipoprotein(a), often written as LP-A. Say the name exactly like that. This test measures a genetic form of cholesterol risk that is different from your normal cholesterol numbers. Many people go through their entire lives without ever having this checked. But one test can reveal whether you have a hidden inherited risk that diet alone may not completely explain. Knowing that information gives you a much clearer picture of what is happening inside your body. After that, the biggest area you can control is your plate. You have 3 opportunities every day to influence your health: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that is where these foods come in. Let's begin with number 10 on the list. Number 10, garlic. Garlic is one of those simple foods that has been used for centuries, but modern research has helped explain why it may support heart health. When you crush or chop a fresh garlic clove, it releases a powerful compound called allicin. This is the compound responsible for garlic's strong smell and the sharp sensation you feel when you cut it. Allicin appears to influence cholesterol in two important ways. First, it can help reduce LDL cholesterol slightly. The effect is not enormous, and garlic should not be viewed as a replacement for medical treatment when someone has serious cholesterol problems, but research suggests it can provide a small benefit. Second, garlic helps calm low-level inflammation inside the body. This matters because cholesterol itself is not the only issue. The condition of your blood vessels also plays a role. When inflammation damages the lining of your arteries, cholesterol particles are more likely to stick and create problems over time. Research reviewed by organizations such as the National Institutes of Health suggests garlic's cholesterol-lowering effect is real, but modest. So think of garlic as a supportive player, not the main solution. It is one part of a larger strategy. Garlic may also provide another heart benefit by helping slightly reduce blood pressure in some people. That means this small ingredient can support your cardiovascular system in more than one way. But there is a mistake many people make when using garlic. They destroy the very compound they want. The key is timing. Allicin is not immediately present in large amounts when you pull a garlic clove from the bulb. It forms after the garlic is crushed or chopped. After cutting it, allow it to sit for about 10 minutes before cooking. Many people throw garlic straight into a hot pan the moment they chop it. The intense heat can reduce the formation of allicin before it has a chance to develop. A better method is simple. Crush the garlic first. Let it rest on the cutting board while you prepare the rest of your meal. Then add it closer to the end of cooking. If you prefer roasted garlic, keeping it whole and roasting it inside the skin can help preserve more of its beneficial compounds. For most people, 1 or 2 cloves of fresh garlic per day is enough. And if your goal is specifically cholesterol support, fresh crushed garlic is usually a better choice than heavily processed garlic products where much of the active compound may already be reduced. Next, we move to number 9, another everyday ingredient that feeds the bacteria responsible for helping your body remove cholesterol. Number 9, onions. Onions are one of the easiest foods to overlook because they are usually treated as just a flavor ingredient. They are added to soups, salads, sauces, and countless recipes, but many people do not realize that onions contain compounds that can directly support healthier cholesterol levels. One of the most important components in onions is a type of prebiotic fiber called inulin. Unlike regular fiber that simply passes through your digestive system, prebiotic fiber has another important role. It feeds the beneficial bacteria living inside your gut. These bacteria are not just passive residents. They influence many aspects of your health, including digestion, metabolism, and how your body handles cholesterol. When you feed these good bacteria, they become more effective at breaking down certain compounds and helping your body remove more bile from your system. Remember, bile contains cholesterol. Every time your body loses bile through digestion, instead of absorbing it back, your liver has to create new bile. To do that, it pulls cholesterol out of your bloodstream. This is the exact cycle we want to encourage. That is how onions quietly work in your favor. They help strengthen the natural process that allows your body to remove cholesterol instead of continuously recycling it. But onions offer another benefit as well. They contain an antioxidant called quercetin. This compound has been studied for its ability to reduce oxidative stress and support healthier blood vessels. Some research has also connected quercetin with small improvements in blood pressure. And the good news is that you do not have to rely on only one type of onion. The entire onion family can help. Red onions, white onions, leeks, shallots, and even garlic all contain beneficial compounds that support heart health. There is also a common misunderstanding about cooking onions. Some people believe that cooking destroys all of their benefits. That is not true. While some delicate compounds may decrease with heat, the important prebiotic fibers remain stable. A bowl of soup with cooked onions or a meal with caramelized onions can still provide valuable support for your gut bacteria. And onions have another advantage that is often ignored. They make healthy foods easier to enjoy. A diet filled with beans, vegetables, and whole foods only works if you can actually follow it. The healthiest meal in the world is useless if you hate eating it and quit after a few days. Onions add flavor to foods that are naturally good for cholesterol, making it easier to stay consistent. One simple tip: do not remove too many of the outer layers when preparing onions. Some of the highest concentrations of beneficial compounds are found closer to the outer layers. You do not need to eat the tough outer skin, but avoiding excessive peeling helps preserve more of what makes onions valuable. Add them to your eggs, salads, soups, beans, vegetables, and homemade meals. They are affordable, easy to find, and they work quietly in the background. Now let's move to number 8. Number 8. Broccoli. Broccoli is often praised as a healthy vegetable, but its benefits go far beyond being a simple source of vitamins. Broccoli contains soluble fiber, but its most interesting heart protective qualities come from a group of compounds called glucosinolates. Inside broccoli is a compound called glucoraphanin. When you cut or chew broccoli, an enzyme called myrosinase converts glucoraphanin into another compound called sulforaphane. Sulforaphane is one of the reasons cruciferous vegetables have attracted so much attention in nutrition research. It activates a protective pathway inside your cells called NRF2. Think of NRF2 as one of your body's built-in defense systems. It helps your cells respond to daily stress and protects against damage that can contribute to aging and stiffness in your blood vessels. Scientists have studied sulforaphane for years because of its connection with reduced inflammation and improved cellular protection. Research from institutions such as Johns Hopkins has explored how compounds in cruciferous vegetables may support healthier metabolism and cardiovascular function. Large population studies have also found that people who regularly consume more cruciferous vegetables, such as broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts, tend to have lower rates of heart disease. But here is a preparation trick that many people miss. The way you prepare broccoli can influence how much benefit you receive. When you chop broccoli, do not immediately throw it into the pan. Give it time. Let it sit for around 20 to 30 minutes before cooking. This waiting period allows the enzyme reactions to take place and gives your broccoli time to create more sulforaphane. If you cook it immediately after cutting, you may reduce the amount of this beneficial compound before it has a chance to form. When cooking broccoli, gentle methods are best. Steaming it until it becomes tender, while keeping some texture, is usually better than boiling it until it becomes soft and gray. Boiling can cause some valuable nutrients and compounds to escape into the cooking water. If you want an even more concentrated source, broccoli sprouts contain much higher levels of sulforaphane compared with mature broccoli. They can provide a powerful nutritional boost in a very small serving. And if broccoli is not your favorite vegetable, do not worry. You have options. Cauliflower, cabbage, kale, and Brussels sprouts belong to the same vegetable family and provide many of the same protective compounds. The goal is not to force yourself to eat one specific food forever. The goal is to build a pattern of eating that gives your body more tools to manage cholesterol and protect your heart. Now we move to number 7, and this next food may be the easiest one on the entire list to add to your daily routine. Number 7. Ground flaxseed. If there is one food on this list that requires almost no effort to include, it may be ground flaxseed. Flaxseed is one of the richest natural sources of soluble fiber available. When this fiber reaches your digestive system, it absorbs water and creates a gel-like substance. That gel can trap bile and cholesterol, helping your body remove more of it before it gets recycled. But flaxseed does not stop there. It also contains plant-based omega-3 fatty acids and compounds called lignans. These nutrients have been linked to improvements in cholesterol levels and overall heart health. Studies highlighted by organizations such as the Cleveland Clinic have shown that regularly consuming ground flaxseed can help lower LDL cholesterol, especially when it becomes part of a consistent daily routine. However, there is one mistake that prevents many people from getting the benefits. They eat whole flax seeds. Whole flax seeds have a hard outer shell that your digestive system struggles to break down. You may consume them, but much of the nutritional value can pass through your body without being absorbed. The solution is simple: grind them. You can buy ground flaxseed or use an inexpensive coffee grinder to grind them yourself. Once ground, store them in the refrigerator to help protect the healthy oils from becoming rancid. A common target is around 2 tablespoons per day. You can mix ground flaxseed into oatmeal, yogurt, smoothies, soups, or sprinkle it over meals. It has a mild flavor, so most people barely notice it. If you do not have flaxseed available, ground chia seeds are another option that provides similar benefits because they are also rich in soluble fiber. One small reminder: whenever you increase fiber intake, make sure you drink enough water. Fiber works best when your body has enough fluid to move it comfortably through your digestive system. And now we come to another familiar food that has been connected with heart health for generations. Number 6. Apples. The old saying that an apple a day keeps the doctor away may have more truth behind it than many people realize. Apples contain a type of soluble fiber called pectin. Pectin works in your digestive system by binding with cholesterol and helping carry it out of your body. This is not just a traditional belief. Research has found measurable benefits. Studies have shown that people who regularly consume whole apples can experience improvements in cholesterol markers, including reductions in LDL cholesterol and triglycerides. But the power of an apple comes from eating the whole fruit. Apple juice is not the same. It contains far less fiber and often delivers a concentrated amount of sugar. Applesauce can also lose some of the benefits found in the original fruit. The fiber is one of the reasons apples are helpful. It slows digestion, helps you feel full longer, and can reduce the temptation to reach for processed snacks later. Whenever possible, eat the apple with the skin, because a significant amount of beneficial compounds and fiber are located near the outside. And apples are not the only fruit that provides this type of support. Pears, oranges, and even carrots contain pectin as well. The important lesson is simple: choose whole, fiber-rich foods that help your body remove cholesterol naturally. Before we continue with the final foods on this list, remember the bigger picture. Lowering cholesterol is not about finding one magical ingredient that fixes everything overnight. It is about consistently giving your body the tools it needs to work the way it was designed to work. The foods we have covered so far all share one important quality: they help your body remove cholesterol instead of allowing it to endlessly recycle it. Now let's continue with the foods that have some of the strongest evidence behind them. Number 5. Walnuts. Most of the foods we have discussed so far work mainly through fiber, but walnuts earn their place on this list for a different reason. Their power comes from the type of fat they contain. Walnuts are rich in healthy polyunsaturated fats, including a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid called alpha-linolenic acid. These fats can help improve cholesterol levels when they replace less healthy fats in your diet. This point is important because many people still believe that all fats are harmful, but the type of fat matters. The saturated fats found in foods like fatty processed meats, fried foods, and many packaged desserts can raise LDL cholesterol and make it harder for your body to manage cholesterol effectively. On the other hand, healthy fats from foods like walnuts, olive oil, avocados, and fish can support better heart health. Research from organizations such as the American Heart Association has linked regular nut consumption with a lower risk of cardiovascular disease. Studies have also shown that eating walnuts regularly can lead to small but meaningful reductions in LDL cholesterol. The key is moderation. Nuts are extremely nutritious, but they are also calorie-dense. A small handful, around a quarter cup, is enough to provide benefits. Eating an entire bag while watching television can quickly turn a healthy food into a calorie overload. Choose plain walnuts whenever possible. Avoid versions covered in sugar, caramel, chocolate, or heavy coatings because those additions can cancel out many of the benefits. And if walnuts are not your favorite, other nuts such as almonds and pistachios can also support healthier cholesterol levels. The best choice is the one you actually enjoy and can consistently include in your routine. Now we move into the foods that are some of the strongest cholesterol-lowering tools available. Number 4. Barley. Barley is one of the true heavy hitters when it comes to managing cholesterol naturally. The reason is a special type of soluble fiber called Beta-Glucan. This is the same powerful fiber found in oats, and it has one very important ability. It forms a thick gel inside your digestive system that helps trap bile and cholesterol. When cholesterol leaves your body through digestion instead of being absorbed again, your liver has to use more cholesterol from your bloodstream to create new bile. That is exactly the process we want. Beta-Glucan has been studied extensively, and the evidence is strong enough that regulatory agencies recognize its heart health benefits. Research has shown that regularly consuming beta-glucan-rich foods can help lower LDL cholesterol. Adding barley to your diet is simple. You can replace white rice with barley as a side dish, add it to soups and stews, or use it in meals where you would normally choose another refined carbohydrate. Whenever possible, choose whole barley instead of highly processed versions. The less processed the grain, the more fiber it usually contains. There is also a useful trick that applies not only to barley but to many grains. Cook them, cool them in the refrigerator overnight, and eat them the next day. This cooling process increases something called resistant starch. Resistant starch acts like food for your beneficial gut bacteria. It can support digestive health and may also help your body manage blood sugar more effectively. Now we reach number 3, and this is one of the most affordable and powerful foods you can add to your meals. Number 3, black beans. If you eat meat frequently, one of the biggest changes you can make is replacing some of those meals with beans. Black beans provide a combination that is extremely valuable for cholesterol control, soluble fiber, and resistant starch. The soluble fiber helps trap bile and cholesterol. The resistant starch feeds beneficial bacteria in your gut. Those bacteria produce compounds like butyrate, which support the health of your intestinal lining and help create an environment where cholesterol is less likely to be recycled back into your bloodstream. The evidence behind beans is impressive. Research reviews have shown that eating beans regularly can help reduce LDL cholesterol. Even one serving of beans or lentils per day can create measurable improvements. And this is one of the reasons beans appear so often in the traditional diets of many of the longest living populations around the world. They are not expensive, they do not require complicated preparation, they are simply one of the most effective foods available. Now, some people experience extra gas when they first increase their bean intake. This is normal. Your gut bacteria are adjusting to the increase in fiber. The solution is not to quit. Start slowly. If you use dried beans, soak them overnight and discard the soaking water. If you use canned beans, rinse them thoroughly before eating. Begin with smaller portions and gradually increase over time. Your digestive system usually adapts, and the long-term benefits are worth it. Number 2, navy beans. All beans are beneficial, but navy beans deserve special attention because they are among the highest in soluble fiber. 1 cup of navy beans can provide a remarkable amount of fiber, helping your body trap more cholesterol and supporting the healthy bacteria in your gut. This is why beans are such an important part of a heart-healthy diet. They are simple, affordable, filling, and they address the exact process that causes many people's cholesterol numbers to remain high. But do not feel limited to navy beans. Lentils, chickpeas, kidney beans, and pinto beans all work in the same direction. The best approach is variety. Rotate different types of beans throughout the week so you continue enjoying them without getting tired of the same meal. Keep a few cans in your pantry. Rinse them to reduce sodium. Add them to soups, salads, chili, or almost any meal you are already preparing. Sometimes the foods that seem the most ordinary are the ones with the strongest scientific support. And now we arrive at number 1. The food with some of the strongest evidence for lowering cholesterol. Number 1. Oats. When it comes to cholesterol management, oats are one of the most researched foods on the planet. The reason is beta-glucan, the same powerful soluble fiber found in barley. Beta-glucan creates a gel-like substance in your digestive tract that helps trap bile and cholesterol before your body can absorb it again. Research has consistently shown that getting enough beta-glucan every day can reduce LDL cholesterol. A typical bowl of oatmeal can provide the amount needed to support this effect. Organizations like Mayo Clinic and the FDA recognize oats as a heart-healthy food because of their ability to support healthier cholesterol levels. But the type of oats matters. Choose old-fashioned rolled oats or steel-cut oats whenever possible. Avoid many instant oatmeal packets that are loaded with added sugar and artificial flavors. The sugar works against your goal by increasing triglycerides and making it harder to maintain healthy metabolic function. For an even stronger breakfast, add foods that work together with oats. Mix in berries for antioxidants, add ground flaxseed for extra soluble fiber, or sprinkle some cinnamon for flavor without relying on sugar. A simple bowl of oats in the morning can do more for your cholesterol than years of unnecessarily avoiding certain foods without understanding the real mechanism. Now, before we finish, there is one important thing you need to understand. Some people will add these foods, improve their lifestyle, and still see cholesterol numbers that remain higher than expected. That does not mean they failed. Some people are genetically programmed to absorb and recycle cholesterol more efficiently than others. These individuals are sometimes called high absorbers. If cholesterol runs strongly in your family, if your levels remain high despite eating well, or if you have always had elevated numbers even while maintaining a healthy weight, genetics may be playing a major role. In these situations, the foods that matter most are the ones with the highest soluble fiber content. Oats, barley, and beans should become daily habits, not occasional choices. Consistency is what creates change. There is also another option worth discussing with your healthcare provider: plant sterols and stanols. These natural compounds compete with cholesterol during absorption in your digestive system. By blocking some cholesterol from entering your bloodstream, they can provide an additional reduction in LDL cholesterol. They are added to some fortified foods and are also available in supplement form. For people who absorb more cholesterol genetically, they may be a useful tool to discuss with a doctor. So how quickly can you expect results? With consistent changes, some people begin seeing improvements within a few weeks. But cholesterol does not change because you ate one healthy meal. It changes because your daily habits create a new pattern over time. Eating perfectly for 2 days before a blood test will not erase months or years of habits. Your body responds to consistency. One final simple strategy can help you increase your soluble fiber even more. Psyllium husk. A spoonful of plain psyllium mixed with water provides a concentrated source of soluble fiber. It works through the same mechanism as many of the foods on this list by helping trap bile and support cholesterol removal. But remember something important. Food is powerful, but it works together with medical care. If your cholesterol is extremely high, if you have already experienced heart problems, or if you are taking medication, do not stop your treatment because of something you heard online. Instead, use this information as a tool. Talk with your doctor. Explain that you want to improve your diet and ask to monitor your progress with follow-up testing. For many people, these foods can create major improvements. For others, they can strengthen the results of medication and help create a stronger foundation for long-term heart health. If you only make one change tomorrow, start with breakfast. A bowl of oats with ground flaxseed is a simple first step toward breaking the cholesterol recycling cycle that has kept your numbers stuck. And if adding all 10 foods feels overwhelming, keep it simple. Eat oats in the morning. Add beans to dinner. Include an apple and a handful of nuts during the day. That alone covers many of the most powerful strategies on this list. Small choices repeated consistently create the biggest changes. Your heart has been working for you every second of your life. Give it the fuel it needs to keep doing that job.